everyone, it's Mrs. Anderson. I have a story to read to you today. The title of my story is It's Mine. And it's a story about three little frogs. And it's about sharing. And the thought that just crossed my mind right now is the fact that we're not doing a lot of sharing in pre-K these days. We usually work with our own materials. But maybe while you're at home learning, at home while Mrs. Anderson and Mr. Ortiz and Miss Robbins and Ms. Bowman are here at school, maybe you need to start sharing things with your brothers or sisters, or even with mom and dad or grandma and grandpa or whoever's at home. And sometimes sharing can be hard, especially if it's something that you want to use. But let's read this story. It's really cute. It's about three frogs, and let's see what happens to them. The author of my story is Leo Lionni. This is a fable. In the middle of Rainbow Pond, there was a small island. Smooth pebbles lined its beaches, and it was covered with ferns and leafy weeds. On the island lived three quarrelsome frogs named Milton, Rupert, and Lydia. They quarreled and quibbled from dusk till dawn. Quarreled and quibbled. Those are some pretty big words. What do you think that means? When someone quarrels, they might, I don't want to say fight, they might bicker back and forth. Back and forth where they're, no, you did it. No, I want it. Just sometimes not nice words, not nice ways to talk to each other. So they quarreled, or they argued a little bit. Stay out of the pond, yelled Milton. The water is mine. Get off the island, shouted Rupert. The earth is mine. The air is mine, screamed Lydia as she leapt to catch a butterfly. And so it went. One day, a large toad appeared before them. I live on the other side of the island, he said, but I can hear you shouting, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, all day long. There is no peace because of your endless bickering. You cannot go on like this. With that, the toad slowly turned around and hopped away through the weeds. No sooner had he left than Milton ran off with a large worm, and the others hopped after him. Worms are for everybody, they cried. But Milton croaked defiantly. Not this one, it's mine. Suddenly, the sky darkened and a rumble of distant thunder circled the island. Rain filled the air and the water turned to mud. The island grew smaller and smaller as it was swallowed up by the rising flood. The frogs were scared. Their island is disappearing because of the rain. Oh dear. Desperately, they clung to a few slippery stones that still rose above the wild, dark water. But soon, these too began to disappear. What's going to happen to the frogs? What do you think? Oh my goodness. There was only one rock left, and there the frogs huddled, trembled from cold and fright. But they felt better now that they were together, sharing the same fears and hopes. Little by little, the flood subsided. The rain fell gently and then stopped altogether. Oh, so here's the stone that they found, and all three frogs were able to wait on the stone until the rain stopped. So that's good. Whew. But look, the large rock that had saved them was no rock at all. You saved us, shouted the frogs when they recognized the toad. It wasn't a rock at all. It was the top of the toad. Oh, goodness. The next morning, the water had cleared. Sunrays chased silver minnows on the sandy bottom of the pond. Joyfully, the frogs jumped in, and side by side, they swam all around the island. Together, they leapt after the swarms of butterflies that filled the air. Are they being quarrelsome now, boys and girls? It looks like they're kind of getting along. It doesn't look like they're arguing so much anymore, does it? And later, when they rested in the weeds, they felt happy in a way they have never been. Isn't it peaceful, said Milton. And isn't it beautiful, said Rupert. And do you know what else, said Lydia. No, what? The others asked. It's ours. And that's the end of our story, boys and girls. When they said at the very end that it's ours, I think they were talking about the air that they're breathing, the island, and the water. Each of these frogs one thought that the water only belonged to him, the other thought that the island only belonged to him, and then the air belonged to them. No, they share all of that, don't they, boys and girls? And I don't think that they think that those things belong to them and only them anymore. Yeah, it's mine. A story about sharing. I hope you liked it. I always liked the fact that it wasn't a rock at all that they were waiting the storm out on. It was that other big frog. They had to share that big frog's head in order to survive the storm. Wasn't that cool? Did you expect that? I didn't when I first read it. It was a very big surprise to me. So I hope you liked my story today. I hope maybe you find some time in your day today to share something with somebody at your house. It always makes you feel really good inside when you can share something. It really does. You should try it. So, okay, boys and girls, I hope you have a great day. Take care.